Hello everyone. So again, for the sake of copyright, I will be showing gameplay instead of showing clips from the show so I don't have any risk of getting a strike. Please like and subscribe or support me on Patreon. I would love to do this full time if possible. Also, before I get into it, this is a spoiler warning as I will be talking about a lot of different moments from the show. If you don't want to get spoiled, I have a timestamp that just shares my final thoughts and gives my rating of the show. If you want, you can skip to that part listed in the description. So I watched Kaiju No. 8 and it was pretty good. As usual, I will give my thoughts on the show, what I liked and disliked. Please enjoy. So to start, I think the concept of the show is pretty interesting. The world has a bunch of kaiju around and it's up to the kaiju defense force to put a stop to these kaiju and save Tokyo. Enter Hibi no Kafka, a middle-aged guy whose dream it is to join the defense force. He gets taken over by a small kaiju and becomes a kaiju himself. I like that for once. The main character is some random ass middle-aged guy. Like, there's literally nothing special about him. He's just a dude that gets thrown into the middle of things and has a big dream. Yes, his dream is to become part of the defense force, but nothing wrong with a middle-aged guy dreaming. But he just feels so unique from other shonen main characters. It feels like a breath of fresh air to have him as the main character. And the other characters are pretty well done as well. Ichikawa Reno feels like an appropriate sort of sidekick. Ashiro Mina feels like Kafka has someone/something to strive for, and the other characters round out the series fairly well. One sort of mini complaint though, the uniforms they wear got no drip. Like, damn, they are ugly. Like, the kaijus themselves look pretty sick, and Kaiju No. 8 looks pretty sick as well, but the defense force uniforms look so bland and terrible. Like, I get it, you need it to look military and sort of techy since those are all high-tech uniforms, but they just look so ugly. Like, look at Bleach, look at some of the One Piece uniforms. Hell, look at Attack on Titan uniforms. Now those are dripped out military uniforms. But Kaiju No. 8 uniforms, ugly as fuck. I don't know, maybe it's just me. There's also no power system, which is not really a complaint, but it feels like the kaijus themselves are either too weak or like just way overpowered. I don't know, the power scaling in this show feels a bit wonky. And with that, let's get into the seasons. Season 1 was pretty good. I like that the show starts off with Kafka working at a job as monster sanitation team, because it's the closest that he can get to the defense force without actually being able to join. And again, I like that he's just some normal dude that dreams of being part of the defense force, and then he gets thrown into the middle of chaos when he turns into a kaiju. I think that the humor of the show, though, is not that great, but I feel like this is the case with most shonen, so it's not really an issue here. But the introduction of Kaiju 8 does sort of get hampered because they make him do a bunch of like goofy stuff. I think they should have leaned more into the badass monster angle rather than add the goofy stuff in. Like, it would have been way cooler if all of a sudden he turns into this monster, then right away blasts another kaiju apart, rather than all that peeing out of his nipples stuff. Which, by the way, never gets brought up again. Like, what was the point of that? But when he does blast another monster apart, like the guts and stuff flying everywhere start raining down, man, is the moment really cool. And I like that he has a partner in crime in the beginning, Reno, who is like the only one who knows about Kafka's identity. It makes the two feel close and it's like a buddy cop situation. The show then introduces another staple, the classic twin-tailed tsundere girl, Shinomiya Kikoru. I mean, I think the character is okay, not really anything special, but she does the job, and she gives a nice foil to Kafka, the talented twin-tailed girl versus the middle-aged random dude. And then he saves her life, and now she knows about the secret as well. This season also introduces the big bad of the show, a kaiju dubbed Kaiju No. 9. And this kaiju is hella imposing. Like, this kaiju feels like a genuine threat, which is surprising, especially this early on into the series. And man, does this pay off for this story. Like, when Kaiju 8 and Kaiju 9 fight for the first time, you're really rooting for Kafka to finish off Kaiju 9. But because of some truly unfortunate circumstances, Kaiju 9 escapes. I think the best moments of the show is when Kafka finally gets his identity exposed towards the end of the season. Like, the way they do it is pretty badass. Kaiju 10 is about to nuke the defense base and kill everyone, and then Kafka dashes in, turns on the jets, and blasts the bomb away into the atmosphere, stopping the base from being destroyed. but he gets revealed for doing that and gets taken in. And the season ends with a sick fight between Kikoru's father and Kafka, and Kafka stops himself from killing Kikoru's dad after going berserk. Overall, the first season was pretty good. Season 2 was not as good as the first season, but still was a decent watch. It introduces the first squadron, led by the first squadron captain, who's sort of a cool character. After the third squadron base is destroyed, the soldiers are sent to different squadrons to train, and Kafka and Kikoru end up at the first squadron. They're sent on a mission to stop a bunch of ant kaiju, where it turns out this is all the scheme of Kaiju No. 9, who's using this opportunity to go and kill Kikoru's dad and absorb the kaiju weapon and him as a whole. And this is where I think some of the cracks in the series start to form. I think that the main issue is that Kaiju No. 9 is way too overpowered. Like really, he shoots bullets out of his malformed limbs, he can produce other kaiju who all themselves have unique powers, and he can absorb the powers of the other kaijus and like the weapons and humans that take the power and takes the power for himself. And he can shapeshift into any form he desires. Like Kaiju 8 can just punch hard. How is he supposed to beat Kaiju 9 when he can do a bunch of all that shit? Like, he's just too OP, and I think it makes the enemy seem like an unreachable antagonist. Maybe that is the point, but I do think them making him too OP sort of hurts the story a bit. Like, how are they supposed to deal with him? And it's not just him, but all the other kaijus that he creates as well. And again, I think this makes the power scaling in the show super wonky. So Kaiju 9 absorbs Kikoru's dad, so he's essentially dead. Then they have like a training arc and sort of where they all of a sudden introduce the characters like 3 new power suits built from past kaijus. And the power suits all look like pretty lame. Like they just look like military armor that's more techy, but they're also like different colors. I really don't like the designs in this show. I mean, it's not like I can do any better, but that's just how I feel. This also shows what I think is another weakness of the show. The intermediate parts of the show feel really boring to watch. Some shows do it good, like Hunter x Hunter. That show feels like there's never any downtime except for a few occasions, and when there is downtime, it does not feel boring, for the most part. But I don't know what it was about the second season, but the downtime just feels a bit too boring for me. Like, I don't really care how they get stronger or like what training they're doing. Give me the big kaiju fights, you know? Also, some of the kaiju suits they have that are improved sort of don't make sense. Like Kaiju 10's suit is just a tail, and that makes him stronger and gives him more strength. Like, you might as well give him a normal suit, combat suit, like that does nothing. Like, you're still using normal knives, that's not gonna change anything. The power suit like doesn't change much. Like, especially against the kaiju that they're facing, like the power suit does jack shit. And the kaiju they face later are all super imposing, like they are all scary strong. You wonder how the gang will survive. And one thing which I dislike most of the time is, again, shows that end on a cliffhanger, which this show does. Like, please have a complete season. All in all though, the show is still a pretty good watch. Both seasons are preparing for something big, and I can't wait for the third season. I would give season 1 an 8 out of 10, and season 2 of Kaiju No. 8 a 7 out of 10.